I opened my eyes, it had worked. We had made it. I looked around, me and Derek were in some type of library, rows and rows of shelves surrounded us, and not a single black suit around us. I looked at Derek, he still had his eyes closed and was mumbling to himself. I could tell he was using his ability. Once he opened his eyes he turned towards me, and put his finger to his pale lips and ushered me into the maze of books. As we walked round the giant shelves I thought about earlier. Me and Derek had been found out. Our worst nightmare had come true. Someone had discovered that we have powers. That someone was named Blackwell. He had been searching for kids with abilities all his life, and now he had found some. Blackwell tried coming after us himself, but it proved to be too difficult. So he sent his henchmen that we call black suits. Yep, exactly what it sounds like. All they wear is black and they have tranq guns and tasers. Their orders are to find us and take us to Blackwell. We barely escaped them last time. I had to use my power to teleport us out of their reach. It was the only way, and now I had no idea where we were. All I knew was that we were in a library, most likely after hours, and Derek most likely saw someone while he was looking through another person's eyes. That was his ability. We rounded a corner and saw a night guard asleep in his office. "Wait here," Derek's rough voice commanded as he slowly opened the door and stepped in, testing parts of the old floor, making sure that he didn't step on a creepy part of the floor. He snuck around the snoring guard and slipped a key ring off of the guard belt. Walking back towards the door he stepped in the exact same spots as he did the first time, and creeped back out the door and shut it behind him. "Come on," Derek urged. As I followed him the tip of my shoe got caught on the corner of a small ancient-looking bookshelf. Me and the contents of the old shelf crashed to the floor. Immediately we heard more guards racing towards us shouting, and Derek instantly closed his eyes and started murmuring. After a few seconds I was back on my feet following Derek. Derek was fumbling with the keys he had taken. He selected a specific bronze key. We turned another corner and came to face a huge metal door labeled "Off Limits." Derek stuck the small bronze key into a tiny keyhole in the handle. The lock clicked open and the door made a loud squealing noise. The guards heard the sound and rushed towards the door just in time to see me and Derek disappear, and the meatball's door slam shut. Immediately we were plunged into total darkness. The guards ran past the room we were hiding in. Maisie, Derek called, "Help me find the light switch." I reached out and moved my hands up and down the wall till the tips of my finger brushed against the thin light switch. I flicked it on and the bright lights momentarily blinded me. Once my vision cleared out I looked around and we were in an old storage room surrounded by falling apart boxes. I could hear the hum of the lights above us. Derek closed his eyes once more, and in a moment he retired and flicked the lights back off and whispered in my ear to be quiet. I didn't know what was wrong, but I could hear voices outside the door. I pressed my ear to the metal of the door and heard a few men talking to each other. "We looked on the Serenity cameras, they ran in here. Help me pry this thing open," one of the men said. "Do we bring them alive?" Another one of them asked. "Yes, you're stupid. What could he do with them if they were dead?" The first man replied harshly as he grunted, and the huge door creaked open. Derek squeezed my hand. "Get us out of here." His breath tickled my ear. "Okay." I breathed. I closed my eyes and thought out I didn't care as long as it wasn't here. The tingling sensation started at my feet and raced up through my hand and into Derek's. I could feel us leaving. But just before we were completely gone I heard the men say "security office." My thoughts shifted, and instead of leaving I pictured the rusty file cabinets and the flashing monitors. No, I thought, but it was too late. I could feel us moving, the stomach dropping, the feeling you get when you ride a roller coaster. It came, the whole world went spinning, and then it stopped. My feet gently touched the smooth floor of the office. I opened my eyes. We were inside the office. I looked through the window and saw that we were surrounded by black suits. How did they find us? We left them hundreds of miles away. And they didn't know where we were going. So how? Two of the men walked through the doorway and tried to grab us. Derek swiftly grabbed a flashlight off of the desk and threw it at the men. It hit one of them, the other one dodged at the last second. Derek kept grabbing items off of the desk, books, a mug, and a stapler. The black suit reached for his taser and yanked it out. Derek, watch out, it was too late. The taser made contact with him, and he started shaking. Stop! I yelled, please. The man looked at me. If you don't put up a fight. Okay, I sighed, and the man stopped the taser, and Derek fell to the ground unconscious. I reached for him, but two huge men stopped me and dragged me out. Out of the shadows came Blackwell. I glared at him. May, he said, sounding like a girl. Then I realized the voice was coming from somewhere else. I looked around. Where was it coming from? I felt a hand on my shoulder shaking me. My mind finally woke up. I looked around. I was in the library. I had fallen asleep while doing my homework. I looked down. My book had a little bit of slobber on it. I whipped my mouth. Come on, Rachel said, huh? What? Oh, okay, I said as I gathered my stuff and followed her out of the library to wait for her mom to pick us up.